Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is me Utsav, and in this video I will show you guys how to do perfect base makeup. If you are someone whose foundation cracks a lot, melts a lot and moves here and there a lot, then this video is for you. This video is all about base makeup. I will show you guys how to do waterproof makeup without using setting spray. I will share a lot of my secret tricks which I have never shared, so don't skip any part, watch the whole video. And now, without wasting any time, let's get started. So first, I'm using this Nivea Cream. I don't use this as a skincare product, but I like this to use before any makeup product. It helps every single product to melt in my skin so nicely, and it makes my foundation look really dewy, so I really like this. Now I'm using this Technic vitamin C primer. This is my favorite makeup product. This is the best makeup product I have ever used in my entire life. This is so good and so affordable. If you love really glowy dewy skin, then this is for you. And again, I'm applying this with my hand because I want it to melt down in my skin completely. After primer, it's time to color correct, and I'm taking this peachy shade from Imagic Facepaint palette, and I'm applying this under my eyes and around my beard area because I want to hide that dark circle and that 5 o'clock shadow. It's really important to use color corrector because I'm sure you guys have noticed that even after using concealer and foundation, around your mouth area it looks a little bit green. So it's really important to use color corrector to get that even finish. And again, I'm using my hands to blend that out because the temperature of your hands melts down any product way more quicker than any kind of brush or beauty blender. So I prefer my hands to blend every single product I use before foundation. After applying color corrector, it is really important to set it so that it doesn't mix with foundation and look really orange or peachy. So I'm using this Technic color correcting powder and a fluffy brush to set that color corrector in a place so that it doesn't mix with foundation. And now I'm spraying little bit toner to hydrate my skin and to melt all that powder that I just used to set color corrector, and I'm letting it to dry for a few seconds. And now it's time for foundation. I am using this MAYBELLINE Fit Dewy Plus Smooth Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundation. This gives very low coverage. This is a very lightweight foundation. You can't even feel this on your skin. And I am using this as a base, and I will apply another foundation on top of this. So first I applied the foundation with the help of the back of a brush, and I really like to do this because sometimes I feel like my foundation is not even everywhere. So I like to do that first, and now I'm using this brush to blend my foundation because this brush helps to blend my foundation really quick, and it also gives very airbrushed finish. And one of my secrets that I haven't shared is I love to use a foundation which is a little bit yellow because it evens out everything. Like even if I have really bad dark circle or 5 o'clock shadow, it evens out everything. So I really like using a foundation which looks a little bit yellow. This foundation gives really low coverage, but can you guys see that? The area where I blended out the foundation, like you can't see color corrector at all. It covered the color corrector. Like, can you guys see that? It's really impressive, you know. Like that's why I like to use any foundation that has warm undertone. That's really important for me. Like when I buy foundation, I really don't care about the shade. I just make sure that it has warm undertone. That's all matters to me, to be honest. So another thing that I really like about this foundation is that This foundation is extremely buildable. You can apply 3-4 layers of this foundation and it won't look cakey. And now I'm applying a little bit more foundation around the area where I need extra coverage. And again, I'm blending my foundation with the same brush in a circular motion. Always blend your foundation with a brush in a circular motion. Never drag your foundation. Like a lot of people drag their foundation with their brush and they try to like blend their foundation in dragging motion. That's not how you blend your foundation. Always blend in a circular motion. Also, a lot of people do forget their neck. Never forget your neck. You don't want your neck and face to look completely different, right? So never forget your neck. And now I'm spraying a little bit water. Yes, you heard it right. I'm spraying a little bit water because it will smooth out my foundation and my foundation will look really flawless, and I'm letting it to dry completely. So I'm not gonna lie, it has been few months that I have replaced my setting spray with water. It has been few months that I haven't used setting spray at all. I use water nowadays because it works better than setting spray. Like, this is what I do. I apply foundation and concealer, and then after blending all that out, I spray a little bit water all over my face evenly, and then I let it dry completely. And after letting it dry completely, now I'm using a beauty blender to make sure that my foundation is completely blended, because sometimes when you use a brush to blend your foundation, it creates a line. So I'm just making sure that my foundation is completely blended on my skin. And now I'm using my favorite foundation. This is Kosmik Panstick. This foundation is so good. This gives very satin finish. This doesn't give matte finish or very like glowy dewy finish. It's in the middle. It gives very like skin like finish. It looks really healthy, a little bit dewy, but doesn't feel that greasy or oily on skin. And I'm using a different brush to apply this foundation because I like to use something a little bit dense. The first foundation that I used, I applied it with the help of a fluffy blending brush, but this is way more dense than the first brush that I used to blend my first foundation. But for this foundation, I really like to use something a little bit more dense, so I really like this foundation brush. And the reason why I like to use this kind of brush is because this kind of dense brush gives more coverage than the other brush that I used before this. So I really like to use this brush. And also this foundation is very yellow, so this will also help me to correct anything that I have on my face, like 5 o'clock shadow or dark circle. That's why I like to use a really yellow foundation. And I applied this foundation everywhere where I normally apply concealer, and now you guys can see the difference. One side I applied the pan stick and one side I didn't apply the pan stick. And now I'm using this Technic color correcting powder, and I'm using a dry beauty blender to apply it. And remember, dry beauty blender. Never use a damp beauty blender to apply any kind of powder, otherwise it will make your base look really cakey. I am pressing this powder in my skin so that it will set my base in a place, and I am applying this powder everywhere where I will not apply bronzer and blush, because bronzer and blush is also powder and it will set other areas. So I will not apply this powder where I will apply contour and blush. So even the name of this powder is color correcting powder. This powder is really yellow, so this will help me to color correct anything that I have on my skin and make my skin look really flawless. So that's why I really like using this powder. And never ever try to apply powder in a dragging motion. I see a lot of people, they take like powder in a beauty blender or like a sponge kind of like thing, that applicator that you get free in like a pressed powder. They take that like applicator and drag the powder in their face. Don't do that, otherwise it will like ruin your base, it will remove your base makeup, so don't do that. And now I'm removing all the extra powder that I have on my face with the help of a blending brush in a swiping motion, and I did rest of the makeup off camera because this video is only about base makeup. Now I'm using Johnson's baby powder, and this is the biggest secret that I haven't told you guys. So if you want to look like you are using filter in real life, if you want to minimize your pores, if you want to make your skin look really smooth, then this is what you need to do. Take a little bit baby powder in a dense brush. Remember, not a beauty blender, not a blending brush, but a dense brush, and just press it in your skin and apply all over your face and your neck. This trick helps to blur everything that you have on your skin and makes the appearance of pores really small. So I really like this. This works amazingly for me. So you guys can also give it a try if you want. And again, I'm spraying a little bit water all over my face to melt all that powder, and make sure that the container that you are using to spray water in your face is a little bit in distance, otherwise it will ruin your makeup. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your friends, and comment down something. And thanks for watching, guys.